Alice, what's going on? Brew Geek, what is going on? Back with part two, man. I don't know what happened. The video just froze up, and I guess y'all lost sound. But appreciate all the birthday love, man. Frank, what's going on, brother? Let me grab some for y'all real quick, just in case if anybody is actually interested in what I'm smoking today. Well, some of the cigars I'll be smoking today. Aaron, what's going on, brother? I hadn't even been I hadn't even been on here in a while. That's why I said, man, as soon as I get back on the first time in a couple months and starting with the bullshit. Mr. Clark, what's going on, family? Been on husband daddy duty. Hopefully I'll be able to record this weekend. Yeah, I hope you will too, man. I always look forward to your content. But I know how the husband and daddy duty works too, though, man. Appreciate you, Brew Geek. Smooth V, what's going on? And drop this link in here for y'all real quick. That's the link to the 3 cigars I'll be smoking today. This is first one I'm smoking. Kevin Neal, what's going on, brother? V, I'm actually one of the cigars in the sampler is a cigar I know you are very fond of. That new Casa Fernandez Miami Anniversario. That is one of the cigars it might be the last cigar I smoked tonight. Brew Geek, never a bad option. Never a bad option. Helms is just kind of still working. I'm working on the initial project I'm working on right now is a blend that me and Black Line Luxuries are working for December's monthly club. That's pretty much it right now. We're focused on working on that blend. So we smoked the first batch of them, made some tweaks, made some corrections that we thought could be improved on it, and sent it back to the drawing board. So we are in the process of smoking through it for round 2, and hopefully we'll have it closer, or maybe we might have it what we need it, or where we need it for December's box. That Miami was very good. I actually need to get a review of it up too. That'll be a top 10 cigar for me too. I feel like I'm gonna be almost a little Aganorsa heavy, man, but on the top 10 list this year, I was kind of looking over it, and I've smoked a lot of different stuff this year, but it's just those have been the better cigars for me. The Aganorsa stuff or the companies that use Aganorsa tobacco, those have just been the cigars that have hit me good. So that's what I'm rolling with. Yeah, Horace, I'm back, man. Roberto, what's going on? I'm right there with you too, V. It's up there. I'm gonna tell y'all another cigar that it just released, so everybody ain't gonna have a chance to smoke it yet. But the Mil Diaz by Crown Heads, that's another really good cigar, man. Tom B, what's going on, brother? 104th birthday, man. I hope I have some good fortune like that, man. But I've always said I don't mind getting old. I just don't want to be. I don't even mind if I'm not able to like walk around and stuff, as long as I still got my head. If I got my head, I'm good. Douglas, what's going on, brother? How you doing over there across the pond? Rick G, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, James, I was telling him earlier. I just took me a little bit of a break from it, some other projects and stuff going on, and then of course we're getting really busy with the club and Black Lions growing. So my involvement of that has grown substantially. So been just a lot of work with that and a lot of family stuff too. So, but I figured what better day to come back on the live than today. So I felt it was an appropriate day to kind of get this little morning cigar in with y'all. Monty, what's going on, brother? Nova, what's going on? Appreciate you, brother. It is, man. I actually all I haven't got a chance to try the Four Kicks Coppa Especial, but I enjoyed the Mule Kick, and I really enjoy that Mil Diaz. I think that's the same, or the Mil Diaz is made by the same factory that does the Juarez, and I think that factory is putting out some really good stuff. I'll be really interested to see what other cigars that John and Crown Heads can cook up with Tabacalera Pichardo. I think they're doing a really good job. Facts, S-Tech, box worthy. Anybody smoking anything good, or is it too early for y'all? Never too early for me. Thank you, Prudence. How you been doing? I know there's a lot of people. Well, we still talk, of course, through other stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of people I haven't seen since I haven't been doing haven't been doing live streams. James, appreciate you, man. Good morning. So, just talking to another one of my good friends on the phone. Kind of bit myself in the foot, man. You guys know I was just thinking about that. Not very big on humidor tours, man. And I was on record saying I'll do a humidor tour when I reach 5,000. It looks like that's going to happen a lot sooner than I thought. So we were talking about that and kind of got a good laugh out of it, man. So I'm sure probably in the next month or two, I'll probably end up putting a humidor tour up for you guys. I know you had a lot on your mind. My question is, how is your heart? Always pure, man. As pure as I can keep it. Now my mind, on the other hand, it's another story. Had an Oscar Maduro the other night at the lounge. It was excellent. Oscar makes some really good cigars. I haven't smoked a lot of them recently, but there was a time I was smoking a lot of Oscar cigars. Speaking of that, me and Lee Mac recorded earlier this week. We got a collaboration coming out at some point, probably here soon, maybe in the next week or two. We'll get that out for you guys. We had a really good time, and I always have a good time. So I look back, and I think it's been a couple of months since we did a collaboration together too. So I'm sure you guys will be looking forward to that. We always enjoy linking up and smoking together too and talking shit. Let's see. Espinosa La Bumba with my coffee. I gotta smoke that new one. I still haven't had that new one. Smoking the Avo Ritmo, my go-to morning cigar. That's Martin. That's one of the few Avos I actually like. Most of them are way too mild for me, but I like their Ritmo. Dolce Vita. I haven't had that one. Never too early, too bad. I'm working in the office. I can't smoke right now. Yeah, it's never too early. Speaking of Illusione, that's one of the brands right now that's really been hitting me good. Illusione is been doing good. He tried the new black label trading company cigar called Super Deluxe. I have not yet. I got a couple of Bishop's blends sitting upstairs. I need to review those too because a lot of people have been speaking really highly about those. So I need to try to make sure I get those cigars up and reviewed before I release a top 10. I think Cigar Aficionado usually runs around, they'll usually start posting around November. Excuse me. November or something like that. So I probably won't post the top 10 until December. December sometimes, give myself a few more months to get some cigars in that may make the top 10. We know you got the Victor Sinclair stacked 20 deep in there. Nah, I ain't got those. Y'all will see. I got a lot. I tell people all the time, man, my humidor is not really that interesting, man. I got some boxes of cigars I like, and then I have one desktop humidor I keep all my singles and stuff in. It's not as crazy as some of these other people. I've seen some videos on here from other channels. I've seen some people with some crazy stashes. I don't have anything like that, man. But I will say this. Whenever I show my humidor tour, I think I'm going to kind of reset the game as far as like how people think to store cigars. Because all the methods I've seen, I'll just tell y'all that I think when y'all see it, y'all be like, damn, I never would have thought about that. And it honestly was just something that I was watching a live stream one day and a person had something similar to what I had, but it wasn't exactly that. But it made me start thinking, and I was like, shit, as long as it's got a good seal and got a good capacity, should be able to make it work. So, Kevin, what's going on? Big Cow, what's going on, brother? Smoke the leather rolls on the commute to work. I know. I think that would be right up your alley, Prue. Crazy world we live in. You can say that, man. Ran out of cigars on my big truck, and all the shops were closed here in Jackson, Tennessee. Man, I know Tinderbox was entertaining putting the location there. It was either Tinderbox or Spring Street. Maybe it wasn't Spring Street because they're doing stuff in Mississippi. But I think I actually probably see Jeff, one of the owners from Tinderbox today. I'll ask him. I know. Like 6-7 months ago we were talking, and they were entertaining the idea of putting one in Jackson, but I don't know what happened with it. B&M had them when I went over there. They took them all and made sampler packs with them. Only reason why I have Bishop's blends is shout out to my brother Travis up in Tacoma, Washington. He sent me a couple of. Oh, Omar, what's going on, brother? How are you doing? Man, we're gonna have to talk offline too. You made a comment I saw the other day on a video that just made me laugh. I have had one Montenegro cigar. It was a white label, kind of with the tip on it. It was a while ago. It wasn't very memorable for me, but that's I not that's not me saying I think it's a good or a bad cigar. I remember smoking it because I remember the band and how weird the shape was, but it wasn't anything that like made me want to buy more. So, but who knows? I might try to see if I can find another one and try to revisit it. I know Preacher did a tour. His tour is a lot, or his setup is a lot nicer than mine. Andre, what's going on, brother? Onyx Bowl, Nicaragua. And now, like I mentioned in the video, I don't think it was a bad cigar. It wasn't necessarily my favorite cigar, but I feel like that was a brand that a lot of people don't smoke or overlook, and it was such a new blend. I was like, we need to put that in there because a lot of people may end up liking this cigar, and it might end up giving some traction to that company. So it was kind of a strategic move to put that there too. And of course, I didn't think it was a terrible cigar. Thanks, Cowboy. It is, and like I said, I refer to my setup now as the safe, as my man Cowboy calls it, the safe. Jesse, this is man. I feel like I'm a ghost, man. I feel like most people are like, damn, Ron live. I know it's been a few months, man. It took me some time off, and but yeah, you catching the live stream, man. Appreciate you, Arnold. First, I was interested to see your humidor, but now I realize I'm just interested to see if you have some. I don't really have any secret stash stuff, man. I don't really. You'll see. I don't have any super secret stash stuff. It's just uh Cuban cigars, non-Cubans, just all kinds of stuff in there. Just whatever I like or think is box worthy. That's usually what I have in there. But it ain't nothing crazy. I don't have like pre-embargo Cubans or like 15-year-old Illusiones or super aged Padrones. It's nothing like that. Shirtless Mike, what's going on, man? Jesse, that's my emoji there. The safe. Statement, what's going on, brother? I don't know if you caught my comment in the other video too about the cutter. I ain't want you feeling some type of way. The cutter will be involved in October's box. So everybody will get a Black Line Luxuries cutter in the October box. John, that's mine too. Like I could smoke that cigar. Y'all might make me pull one out today and smoke one during the daytime. That's definitely one of my favorites too. That's one thing I haven't mastered, man. I get on these lives and start talking, and I'm not smoking enough, and the cigar is always going out. Is the one with the secret stash? Yeah, facts. James is the one with the secret stash. That's the humidor you probably want to see. What do you think of the new presidential order banning shipments from Cubans to third-party countries? Does this impact? Kevin, we'll talk about that offline. But to answer your question, I don't think it's going to change anything. The only thing it's going to directly change is people that are going to Cuba. But all I will say is I don't think it's going to affect anything going on right now. James, so that's one of those things, man. You think that it would be something very complex. For me, you're going to see it's very simple. Like I use the big gram bags of Boveda, and then I have some Heartfelt beads. That's it, man. Like it's very low maintenance. I like it like that. And what I like about my setup is I don't have to sit there and season wood and stuff. All y'all will see, man. It's very low maintenance for me, and it works. Is the cutter the same as the Aurora? No, it's a different cutter. If you want to see the cutter, Arnold, go look at Victor High Desert Man's unboxing for September of Black Line Luxuries, and he has the cutter in his box. James sent him the cutter early. Mom, what's going on, brother? J199 definitely enjoyed the Black Line September box. If you like that one, I think you're gonna really like the October one too. We put together a very, very powerful, very strong, not powerful as in strong cigars, but I think we put together a hell of a box. Just a really good option for you guys. I think y'all are gonna be pleased. David, I've just opened up a shop near me. What do you recommend? I would probably say you probably need to talk to James more. I'm not a huge Davidoff smoker. I probably stick with the more regular stuff like the Nicaragua, the Escurio, the Amasa, the late hours, stuff like that. When it starts getting into the small batch and all that royal stuff, I don't really smoke much of that stuff, so I wouldn't be able to give you a real fair opinion on it. But the regular core line stuff, I think is pretty good. You just know the price comes along with it. Yeah, Silent Assassin. I'm gonna do a humidor tour when I reach 5,000 subs. That's what I told everybody, so I'm gonna keep my word on it. Nothing wrong with Tupperware. I always tell people all the time, if you, especially starting out, before you make a really big investment in a commitment into buying some fancy cabinet or a fancy desktop humidor that costs a couple $100, just grab you a nice Tupperware. The most important thing is the seal to be able to keep the environment just at a very consistent humidity and temp. That's what you want. That's the main thing. For me, it's the seal has to be good in the space. So another one of these things, I'm starting to see a lot of these new Winador coolers that are starting to get reviewed and come out now. They look nice, but for me, I'm like, they're just so damn small, man. Like, you know, everybody's at a different level. Now, if you're one of those people that don't have a really big stash or you smoke one cigar a week, one cigar a month or something like that, that'd be fine. But for somebody like me that would probably be going in that humidor 2 or 3 times a day, it's just not practical for me. Unless I'm putting loose cigar, unless I kind of preset a group of cigars I want to smoke and just pull, and that's where I use for my daily stash, and then use my bigger stuff just for more permanent storage. But like, it's just really small, man. Like that's a big deal for me. When I start spending couple $100, like I need space. So hey, Calvin kept you out. He probably, I was about to say, I smoke some Davidoffs. I'm more of the Padron guy though. Lee, what's going on? Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. Hang tight. Getting a lot of birthday texts and stuff right now, man. Yeah, I would agree, Cowboy. That's so for me. That's like so. I found a couple of nice humidors that I was going to get at first. Then I started looking at the price on them. I'm like, man, I could go buy a cash car for the price that they want for some of these humidors. They got the LED lighting and you know. I'm like, all right, cool. And fortunately, I was able to find a substitute for it for like a fourth of the price and just as much space, if not more space. Like I'm telling you, Cowboy has seen my setup. He'll tell you, man. Like when I show people this, we're gonna start seeing a lot of people's houses with this shit inside of it. I can guarantee it, man. Wes, what's going on? Libra gang in the building. What's the next Cuban hit list? You might see a Partagas short review. Might do a Romeo Wide, Churchill. Man, might do a Bolivar Bellicoso Fino in there. Oh, we'll see, man. Partagas, Partagas Maduro #1. I'll probably officially review that too. Got a couple in there that I can review. Got about 4 or 5. You know, I like to hit y'all about those 4 or 5 Cuban series, video series. Libra Gang. Shout out to you, Alex. Libra Gang. I have 6 acrylic and 8 Tupperware like with both of the packs I get from orders. And like I said, John, the main thing is whatever's working for you, that's what you do. No, I didn't, man. Other than the birthday pack that James sent me over. But like I said, I got enough cigars, man. Like I'm, you know, it's not like I need anything. So I'm blessed, man. I'm good. But I don't know. I might go splurge on myself and go buy something stupid, man. I don't know. I might go buy expensive Davidoff or something and go live later today and smoke it. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Appreciate you, Jose. I just used the cooler and some boulders work. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you can have a lot of those big. And most people that even tell you that they got those really big cabinet humidors, they don't really keep good seals. They look nice, but the wood will sometimes offset and move around, and it creates seal problems. So when you start getting thousands and thousands of cigars, now you got thousands of dollars tied up into it. That's the last thing you want is your environment not being very consistent, and where you can risk it getting too hot and having beetles and mold and stuff in there, or getting too cold and drying all your stuff out. When you store boxes, 90% of the time, yeah. And I do that because, Helms, I like to take it off and look at the cigars. Just a bad habit, or just a habit I have. Now, even though they're sealed in plastic, theoretically, you think nothing's going to be wrong with it, but I still like to open them up and look at the cigars and kind of inspect them before I put them back up, just in case, because the last thing you want to do is open cigars that you've been storing for a year or two, and 3 or 4 of them got bad cracks, or there was a beetle problem in there or something you didn't know of, so I always like to look at my stuff. Alfonso, what's going on, man? I got some Wild Churchills in there. I think they're rather young, so if you don't see me do a review right away, it's because I believe that I have to look at the date code on them. I think they're young. If they're younger than a year, I won't smoke it right now. I'll smoke them if they're at least a year old. Appreciate you, Pernell. Arnold, a couple more days, man. A couple more days, you will know. I appreciate you, John. There was a couple of people that reached out that didn't get them, so I got to mail some stickers out to some people that didn't get them. Appreciate that, brother Lee. Jesse, I appreciate you. Foul Scorp, what's going on? How hard is it to find Buffalo Trace where you are? Not very hard at all. Really one of them areas we're fortunate in. I remember a couple of years ago, I traveled to Hilton Head, South Carolina. Kind of a high end place upper high end resort town, beach town or whatever. And so I was like, all right, surely they'll have some of this regular stuff in there. And I think they are state controlled, which I didn't realize. I want to say, and I walked in the I walked in the liquor store. They didn't have any Buffalo Trace products, man, and not even Buffalo Trace. They were just like Eagle Rare. Buffalo Trace is really hard. But I was like, man, I can get half gallons of this stuff at home, like no problem. So. Andre, that's a very good question and an even simpler answer. I really don't. Shame, you know what I mean? It could be shame on me, but I'm not one of those. I don't write dates and stuff down, which I probably, now what I will start doing, I kind of have somewhat of a similar, I somewhat still have a decent memory. So not that many people send me stuff. So it's not that hard to remember who sent me whatever it was. But I think if it ever start getting to that point, I might start writing the name. But I don't really ever write dates down of how long I had stuff, Man, Calvin, if I had a Bahike, I probably would light one up. I don't even have nothing that I don't even have anything super expensive in the I don't have anything in the humidor probably over $40. And there's not that many it's like 1 or 2 cigars in there. Most of them aren't even that much. I don't have anything too crazy. Appreciate you, James. Y'all just shoot me an email, James, or just after this live stream, find a video, comment on it. We'll get together. Appreciate you, Martin. Yeah, I know the birthday sampler. I think James and me, the number was around 15. I want to say there was probably 7 or 8 there were 7 or 8 that were sold already just from people looking on the website, but I don't know how many more he has left. So if y'all want that, man, I think it's $39.99 for 3 cigars, 3 good cigars. 3 cigars, I'm gonna stand behind. You got and then one of the cigars is gonna be impossible to find just because it's so limited, which is the Aganorsa Casa Fernandez Aniversario from this year. You got the Signature Selection Corona, Gorda, and Gold Foil, which is also another hard cigar to find. And then the 2015 vintage of the Casa Fernandez Miami Anniversario, $39.99 for 3 pretty hard to find cigars that I like. Jimmy's working. He's working. Appreciate you, Alfonso. That probably is true too, Andre. Like I have too much stuff now. I'm not gonna go through there and label everything. It's just not happening. Not happening. Most overrated cigar I've had. Oh man, good question. Been a couple of them. I don't know if I would say one was like way more out or overrated than the others, but a couple I've had. I mean, for me, the Death Bucket was not a bad cigar, but I feel technically it was overrated for me from what I've been hearing from people. Hmm. I'm gonna think on that. I'm trying to think of anything else I've had that was super overrated recently. That was probably the more recently. Oh, well, I can't say that because then it'll spoil the review. So there is another cigar I'm smoking coming up that I thought wasn't a bad cigar, but I feel like it got way more hype than it probably should have got. No, Wes, no October Madness. I'm taking a break to this fall. So what I'm gonna end up doing, I'll just tell y'all now. It doesn't matter. So probably starting in October, what I'm gonna do is a cigar of the month video. It'll be one video a month, and I'll highlight a cigar that I smoked that I think needs some attention, or I think that is a good buy, or I think that's just an overall good cigar. Once a month, I'll release a cigar of the month video, and then I'm also gonna work back on doing some more pairing videos. And we got to get geared up for Cigar Madness 2021. That's going to be a pretty big deal. So we're done with tournaments for the year. Probably every year it's just going to be Cigar Madness, and then it'll be followed by Summer Showdown, and then in the fall it'll be when I kind of get to catch up on some stuff. So, but we're gonna do that Cigar of the Month video starting October. Brew Geek, I did see you got one, man. I appreciate that. And I was like, all three of those cigars are not common cigars. You're just gonna walk in on any B&M and find. Elliot, that's one question I'm not gonna know about because I've never owned a cabinet humidor or don't know any good brands to be able to recommend. So I don't want to lie and tell you something that I don't know. But I'm sure you could do some Googling and just type in highest rated, and then some stuff will come up and you can just read some reviews. But I don't want to give you any bad information. One cigar, one plate of food, and then one drink. What do you got? One cigar. I probably do a Padron 1926 80th anniversary in Maduro. Food, I probably would do a cowboy ribeye with a loaded baked potato, and a drink, I'd probably do a Manhattan or an old fashioned. Weather here is kind of gloomy. It's raining. It's raining around here today. Mario, what's going on, brother? We'll love another, but I'll let the others. Appreciate you too, John. Yeah, John, I'm gonna do the humidor tour when I reach 5,000 subs. That's what I told everybody. I'd wait till I hit 5,000, and I'd do a humidor tour. Yeah, Herbie, I'm not even really a big cocktail drinker. I drink most of my stuff neat. But if we're gonna do the last dance, I'm gonna give me a nice big old cowboy ribeye. I'll do me a nice old fashioned or Manhattan with a nice Padron. Keep it kind of simple. I ain't gonna do nothing too over the top. All World Cigars, I appreciate that. Let me make a note, man. I have to check you out too. Let's see. I'm at work. Oh. All right, Alex, man, you be safe out there, brother. Some stylish lines. Yeah, Brookie, it has been one of the ones that pays attention to it, man. Huge fan of Tatawahe, but I think the Tatawahe monsters are overrated. I agree, they are overrated. His just like Steve Saka stuff, a lot of his limited edition special run stuff, his core line is better than that, in my opinion. And I agree with Tatawahe. The Black Label, the Liberte, well, the Liberte is limited. The Black Label, some of the Miami stuff, like his regular stuff, is better than the limited edition stuff. Okay, cool. I'll be checking you out. I'll be looking to check you out. Subscribe to Black Line Monthly. Yesterday says yes. So somebody else reached out to me today about that. You're on hold because you won't be getting the September box, obviously. So what happens is when you subscribe to the club after the first, you technically are going to be it's going to be on hold until the next month. So Chris, you'll see when October kicks in, that's when you won't get charged or anything until you get into the system. So you'll pick in in October. So that's why I'm saying on hold, but yes, that is normal. Ash, hey, what's going on? What's going on, John? But yes, I actually had that same question. Somebody asked me that earlier. But yeah, being on hold is normal. So don't worry, your car's not going to be charged or anything until October when you start getting kicked in. DJ Blackline Luxuries is the sponsor of me. They have a brick and mortar in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Also, we do online. They do a online. They have an online store too, and we have a Cigar of the Month club that I help curate. So that is what Blackline Luxuries is. That's what you hear people referencing BLL. Discuss wanting to become a blender one day. What type of cigar would you like to create first? For example, Sumatra. It's not really a particular leaf I really want to work with. I just would like to come up with. I think I would want to do something. Even though everybody knows I like a lot of strength, I would probably want to do something around that medium strength. But I want to try to do a medium to full body, full flavor blend. So I don't know, maybe Corojo or something like that. Something. I don't have any particular leaves that I really have to work with first. Eric, what's going on? What's a good cigar to pair with cognac? Man, anything that's not Connecticut or not. I ain't gonna say not Connecticut, but if you like Maduros are usually a hang good with cognacs. Cognacs are a good pair with cigars because they don't really reset your palate like a lot of high proof scotches and bourbons will. You'll notice when you drink that stuff, especially neat, it'll kind of burn your palate out and it'll numb your tongue where you're not really tasting the cigar as much. But with cognacs, they're more softer like wines and stuff like that. So your cognacs, you're able to get away with a little bit more. So I would say really pretty much any good medium to full cigar will probably do really well with the cognac. Yeah, Sid, you like September's box. We hit y'all with back-to-back monster months. October's gonna be huge. Appreciate that, BNT. I like broadleaf too. The only problem with me for broadleaf is I feel like a lot of companies right now are dabbling with subpar broadleaf, and meaning that it's not aged or not fermented as well. They're kind of trying to rush it out because broadleaf has become so popular in the past couple of years. I remember when I first started smoking, broadleaf was just now starting to get on the rise. And for me, a lot of Maduros that I've smoked lately aren't really hitting me that good. And if they're not fermented real well or not aged real well, they have a real gritty, dirty taste to me. That's why I don't like them. But saying that, I do like broadleaf though. When it's done right, usually with Steve Saka, Foundation, Drew Estate, people that can get their hands on really good broadleaf, they're really usually really good. And it's a harder leaf to get too, Trey. So if you notice, a lot of people are Maduro wrapping with Mexican San Andreas more because I think it's more easily accessible. Connecticut broadleaf has been a shortage on it for a while, so that's why you don't really see a lot of companies advertising it. Man, I'm gonna say they're right up there, All World. I'm right up there in personal preference. I like them. I like what the Iroa family's doing in Honduras. I like La Galera out of Dominican Republic. Of course, Padron. There's some companies out there, but Aganorsa for sure has their hands in a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Appreciate you, Sydney. Fred, what's going on, man? No coffee, just a cigar this morning. Lot of text messages, man. Which one you smoking, John? This one is really good too, man. This is a good cigar. Appreciate you, Kelly. All right, let me write your channel down, man, so I don't forget it. Anonymous, I'm smoking the Casa Fernandez Miami Anniversario 2015. One thing about it is you get older, man, handwriting gets worse. At least mine does. Used to have some halfway decent writing. You heard the news about Trump? Yeah, I did, man. I honestly don't think it's really going to affect that much, to be honest. Unless you're going to Cuba, that's when it's going to affect you. But like I said, I'll keep that political comment to myself. I don't think it's going to change anything, though. I drank 2 pots of coffee last night. Didn't sleep. Gonna crash soon before work this evening. All right, man. You take care, man. Be safe out there. OG Jerry, what's going on? This is good, very good retro hair, like you said too. I'm not concentrating on it as much because I'm sitting here talking, but there's always a good cigar. Definitely, congrats on your sponsor too, Fred, for sure. Yeah, this is a really good, especially for a larger ring gauge too. You guys know I'm not really too crazy, but even at a 56, this doesn't feel uncomfortable. David, what's going on? It is. I'm actually kind of happy. I can kind of put coats and stuff back on. It's not extremely cold, but it's rainy outside, so that's why I put it on. And then in my sunroom, it's not cold either, but it's a little cool. So I was like, I'll throw a little coat on. The Prince, I'm not gonna kill you, man. I'm gonna be honest just now. I say this all the time. I think as a new reviewer, most new reviewers they make the mistake of making their reviews too long. So whereas somebody that's pretty known, like Lee Mack, a Cigar Obsession, or Tim, or somebody that's been doing it a long time that has a really big following, they can put out the longer videos because they've kind of built up that respect where people want that. I think as a new reviewer, the newer reviewers make two videos that are too long. And the object of you as a reviewer is to get people to watch your content. As a new reviewer, you only have about 30 seconds to make that first initial impression where like, oh, okay, I like this guy enough to want to keep watching. So you got that first 30 seconds, and then after that, you probably got about 3 or 4 minutes. So if you're just kind of rambling along and bullshitting, it's like, it's enough of y'all out here. I'm gonna go to somebody else. So you got to be really careful with that. And I always recommend, if you don't know who he is, his name is Cigar Artistry on here. And he does videos that are about 6 or 7 minutes long. I call him the master of the under 10-minute cigar review. A lot of really good information. It's very pertinent. It's not a lot of bullshitting in there. He comes in, gives you information, and he keeps you engaged enough and his videos are just long enough to where they need to be. So I always recommend it to newer channels. Go watch some of his videos and look. And that's how I think people need to like. Even though even for me, some of my more recent videos have been a little longer than I like to, but the year anniversary video is kind of like, it's an anniversary video, whatever. And then the unboxing cigar review was combined. So I was like, it's a little longer. So it is what it is. I bought a nice end table style desktop from Yard. You stole that. Favorite blender right now? Man. I would probably have to say because he's probably behind a lot of this. He's one of those blenders that not a lot of people know about. Probably Max Fernandez at Aganorsa. He's had his hands in the signature selection, had his hands in the Supreme Leaf, but he's not one of those blenders that are out there like a Pete Johnson or even like Rainier Lorenzo at HVC or like a Hochi Blanco or like a Christian Aroa. Max Fernandez is really low key. But the real guys know, like they know about Max, and Max is putting out some good stuff. Guardian of the Farm, he's put out a lot of really good projects over the years. With the number of cigar viewers growing, do you think this has been forced cigar manufacturers to develop better blends of cigars in transition? Not necessarily, because you're gonna have your people. You're gonna have your people that like what they like and like what they dislike. So, I don't think so. I would even venture to say, I think right now the people that are smoking now are more real smokers, like the people that are actually smoking. When I first started smoking, I think viewership on here was better, and I would say better just number wise because it was more trendy. So you had a lot more trendy smokers 4 or 5 years ago, where now you kind of that buzz has kind of died down a little bit. So the people that are really getting into cigars really, really like cigars. Whereas when I started, people were just picking up cigars because it was the cool thing to do. But that's just an opinion of mine, so of course. So, man, not too much. Like I said, it's raining out, man. I'm gonna sit here, smoke me a cigar, probably relax. Head out to. I got a few people I got to stop by and see. That's about it. I ain't got nothing too crazy going. I got work tomorrow too. So, kind of one of them things about getting older, man. That you don't really take weekends and stuff anymore. It's just kind of like I'm thankful that I'm thankful that I got another turn around the world, and I'm happy, man. I'm content with what's going on. I'm really happy with how everything is going. So that in itself is enough for me. He does, Josh. He does. Not just you, Fred. A lot of newer guys do that, make that mistake, in my opinion. And that's another thing. So you're trying. Well, I'm not growing. And that might not be everybody's goal. Some people some people don't want to grow or anything a lot. They just make videos just to put them out there. But if your goal is to try to get out there and kind of try to have you a little decent following going, then those are some certain things I think in the beginning you should try to do. Then as your fan base or your support system is growing, then you can kind of try to experiment and see, all right, 80% of the people that like me like these style videos, or they like this and this. And but you also don't want to let the support system dictate your content, meaning you don't want to get to a point where you're making videos for them, but they're not videos that you don't want to make. So I always make videos that I like, or I always smoke and review cigars I want to do. I never let anybody just send stuff to me like, hey, do this, and then I'm doing stuff I don't want to do. So Trey, what you talking about? Mike, what's going on, man? Cowboy, you are one of the few exceptions, and you know why. A lot of people don't speak well, man, and a lot of people don't speak well. So it's kind of hard. It's hard to keep an attention span that long if you don't speak well. So, but you were one of the few exceptions. I don't think I think you and Lee Mac have a gift that I don't have. Like, you guys could probably go up for an hour and people would be, other than a live stream, but an actual video. I don't think I could do something that long unless there was a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know everything, but I've been around for a year now, and I know what worked for me, and so I tell people what I think works for me, and then I tell people when I'm looking at other reviewers what I like or what is going to keep me watching your videos. If every time I look at your channel there's a 30-minute video like Kevin is mentioning, I'm not gonna watch it, or I'll watch a little bit of it, but it might take me 3 or 4 days to get through your whole review because I don't want to sit down for 30 minutes and watch it. Because no offense, most people just aren't that interesting, man. It's just, it is what it is. That's why certain people are meant to do certain things. Like I mentioned in a video that's coming up, I think a lot of you as viewers, some people have better palates than the people that review cigars on camera, but they might not be as good of a speaker, or they might not be as good on camera as somebody else. So there's your difference. So you have people that write. Some people are great at writing. They have a great palate and they're better at writing. They're just not good at being on camera or talking. So I'm kind of what you, Kevin. I'm even shorter than you, Kevin. I'm going to say 15 minutes. If it's over 15 minutes, it's kind of, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sid. I haven't won, Carlos. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, Max is the dude nobody talks about. Let's see. Trying not to miss a lot of stuff. So I'm a new cigar smoker. I smoke one cigar a week. Really enjoy a creamy cigar. I also enjoy medical marijuana. Anything you might want to pair well with it. Now, I think medical marijuana probably pair well with anything you want to drink, water, tea, or anything. As far as creamy cigars, the one that the one that I reviewed in the unboxing, the Brulee is pretty nice creamy cigar. It's a little bit pricier than probably you want to spend though. Aladino or Connecticut, CLE Connecticut, the Dominican Big Leaguer Amarillo. There's a couple of cigars out there that have some good creaminess to them. Henry Clay, Warhawk. There's a couple. Davidoff makes some creamier cigars. I would agree with that. Some of the ones I've had have been a little expensive, but they're good. Okay, and I think I've noticed that I have noticed that your videos, and I think that they just run smoother, man. Because you'll notice your stuff. You're like, man, I get more views on that. It's just I'm telling you, something as simple as shortening a video up 5 minutes can make all the difference. All the difference. Facts, Cowboy. Or Facts Fred. Yeah, I agree with as far as Cowboy. Yeah. Smoked a Perez Carrillo Encore for the first time yesterday. Been a while since I had one of those cigars. One of my favorite cigars out of his lineup, though. My first two along, and I watched it live, and you spoke on it. Yeah, and so another thing with that too, Trey. And that's another. Even your introductory video, I think all right, okay, you can kind of get away with the longer video, but it's also sometimes it just in life. Sometimes less is more. Less is more. So I'm glad that you took what I was saying, and I'm glad it's doing well for you. Like I say, you got a really good thing going. I'm paying attention to you over there too. I see you doing really well over there too. Cowboy, you all right, man? That's why I say you good. You were one of the few that could do that. I tell Lee all the time, like, hey man, everybody can't put up a 25-minute video every time. It's just not gonna happen. Facts, Trey. Lost Found Super Stroke by Robert Caldwell. Ever heard of him? I have. I'm gonna let you smoke it and tell me what you think about it. I have had one though. Let's see. You tried a JSK? Yes, I do like this cigar. I like this. I like the FDA. I think it's a great cigar. I think it's a bundle worthy cigar in my opinion. I like it. No doubt, Trey. Like I said, keep going. And then another thing I like what you're doing to that damn consistency, boy. You're consistent out here, man. That's important too, man. That consistency. It's not hard, man. It's not hard. You just got to be consistent, be honest with your critiques, and then get you a little creativeness in there. Just be original, man. It ain't hard. Everybody's got their own lane. Somebody might get to 20,000. Somebody might get to 10. You might get to 2,500. Somebody might get to 100,000. But as long as you're staying true to yourself, it's gonna go exactly how it's supposed to. And that's Randall. That's what I'm always going to try to do. If my stuff is longer, I'm going to always try to be really thorough and try to make it engaging where you at least want to watch it. I don't want to just have a 30-minute video of me just sitting here like this on a review. Of course, these are different because we're talking to each other, but like as far as a video. Appreciate you, Trey. Smoking a lot of Black Label Davidoff this week after I saw you post the Nicaragua. I really enjoyed that Nicaragua. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta get one of them shirts too, Cowboy. I like this shirt. But man, I'm gonna finish smoking this cigar, man. Y'all, I ain't gonna be able to finish this damn cigar because I'm talking to y'all. But just wanted to kind of come up, man. I know it's been a while. Trust me, I'll try to get some more lives out the way coming soon. Whenever I'm in a good mood or not tired as hell, man, from doing a lot of other stuff. But I appreciate you all for stopping by. I appreciate all the birthday love. And man, y'all be safe out there. Y'all already know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. Don't forget to be driven, never motivated. We're gonna catch y'all in this next one, man.